This novel is set in a fictional town called Macondo, a place where magic feels normal and reality feels unreal. Here, people live for over 100 years, ghosts sit and talk like old friends, and rain can last for 4 years, 11 months, and 2 days. But at its heart, this is not a fantasy novel. It is a family story. The story of the Buendía family, spanning 7 generations, trapped in loneliness, pride, obsession, and memory. Before the story begins, let's meet the key characters. José Arcadio Buendía, the founder of Macondo. Curious, intelligent, obsessed with science and discovery. His biggest flaw: he lives in ideas, not reality. Azula Iguarón, his wife, the backbone of the family. Practical, strong, and morally grounded. She lives for over 100 years, watching generations rise and fall. Colonel Aureliano Buendía Anderson, a quiet child who grows into a revolutionary leader. He fights 32 civil wars and loses all of them. José Arcadio's son, strong, impulsive, driven by physical desire. The opposite of Aureliano. Amaranta, proud, jealous, emotionally isolated. She chooses loneliness over love. The story begins long before Macondo becomes a place of memory and ruin. It begins with curiosity, fear, and a crime that refuses to stay buried. José Arcadio Buendía and his wife, Azula Iguarón, are cousins. Their marriage is haunted by a terrifying fear that their children might be born deformed, with the tail of a pig. When José Arcadio kills a man named Prudencio Aguilar in a duel, the ghost of the dead man begins to appear. Unable to live with guilt and fear, José Arcadio and Azula leave their hometown behind. They gather a group of families and begin a long journey through swamps, jungles, and unknown land, searching for a place where the past cannot follow them. After months of wandering, they stop at a riverside surrounded by giant stones that look like prehistoric eggs. José Arcadio dreams that this place will be called Macondo. With no past and no memory, Macondo is born a village so new that many things still have no names. In the early days, life in Macondo is innocent and pure. Death is rare, time feels endless, and the world seems simple. José Arcadio Buendía becomes the leader of the village, but his mind is restless. His true passion is discovery. When gypsies arrive, led by the mysterious Melquiades, José Arcadio is fascinated by their inventions: magnets, telescopes, alchemy, and especially ice. He believes science can unlock the secrets of the universe. One day, he says with shining eyes, "We will understand everything." But curiosity slowly turns into obsession. José Arcadio neglects his family, spends nights in his laboratory, and tries to turn metal into gold. Azula, practical and strong, keeps the family alive, while her husband drifts further away from reality. Over time, José Arcadio begins talking to spirits and memories. Eventually, he loses his sanity completely and is tied to a tree in the courtyard, where he will spend years speaking with ghosts and forgotten voices. While the founder of Macondo fades into madness, the next generation grows. Their sons, José Arcadio and Aureliano, could not be more different. José Arcadio is loud, impulsive, and driven by desire. Aureliano is quiet, thoughtful, and withdrawn, as if he was born already tired of the world. Aureliano marries a young girl named Remedios, but happiness does not last long in the Buendía family. She dies suddenly, and something inside Aureliano hardens forever. He turns away from love and toward war. As political conflict spreads across the country, Aureliano joins the liberal forces and slowly becomes Colonel Aureliano Buendía. He fights in rebellion after rebellion, survives assassination attempts, and orders executions with a cold heart. He becomes famous, powerful, and feared, yet deeply alone. After each battle, the emptiness grows. At one point, surrounded by followers and weapons, he realizes the truth and whispers, "The only thing that matters in life is love." But he cannot love. The wars mean nothing. He fights 32 uprisings and loses every single one. While Aureliano is away at war, life in Macondo continues its strange rhythm. José Arcadio, the other brother, returns home enormous and covered in tattoos after traveling the world. He brings chaos, passion, and excess. He marries Rebecca, an adopted girl who once ate dirt and lived in silence. Their marriage is full of desire but isolated from the rest of the family, as if love itself is another form of exile. Azula lives on, watching generations rise and fall. She becomes blind with age but sees more clearly than anyone else. She notices a disturbing pattern. The same names, the same personalities, the same mistakes repeating again and again. Every Jose Arcadio grows up strong and reckless. Every Aureliano becomes quiet and withdrawn. Time, she realizes, is not moving forward. It is moving in circles. Love never arrives in a healthy form. Amaranta, one of the daughters, rejects every chance at happiness. She destroys relationships out of jealousy and pride, then punishes herself with loneliness. She weaves her own burial shroud while still alive, waiting for death as if it were a familiar friend. As years pass, Macondo begins to change. The outside world arrives in the form of trains, technology, and foreign influence. A powerful banana company sets up operations near the town. At first, this brings jobs and progress, but soon it brings exploitation. Workers are treated like tools, paid unfairly, and silenced when they protest. When the workers finally strike, the government responds with violence. Thousands are gathered at the train station, and soldiers open fire. Bodies pile up. Blood flows through the streets. The dead are loaded onto trains and erased from history. The government denies the massacre ever happened. Only one man survives to remember it, Jose Arcadio Segundo. When he returns home and tells the truth, no one believes him. The town chooses forgetting over pain. Soon after, a terrible rain begins. It rains for 4 years, 11 months, and 2 days, washing away memory, strength, and hope. Macondo begins to rot from the inside. Houses decay. The family grows poorer. Relationships become hollow. New generations are born without understanding the past. Love turns into lust. Memory turns into confusion. In the final generation, the old fear returns. Incest. A child is born from a forbidden relationship, and the family's greatest nightmare becomes real. The baby is born with the tail of a pig, abandoned and forgotten. The child is eaten by ants. At the same moment, the last surviving Buendía finally deciphers the ancient manuscripts written by He realizes that the entire history of the family, from its birth to its destruction, was written long ago. Every love, every war, every mistake was predetermined. As he finishes reading, a powerful wind rises. Macondo is erased from existence, as if it never existed at all. The Buendía family, cursed by solitude, disappears forever. The novel ends with a haunting truth. Families condemned to 100 years of solitude do not get a second chance on Earth.